And those families will never forget, and the people in the city will never forget. We were the second to New York who lost the most. Right? I mean, that's a lot. We lost a lot. And our families deserve it. So let's get it moving as fast as possible. Hopefully the details will kind of pan themselves out, but let's find the funding source. Let's get it done. Let's move forward.
I know we as a subcommittee are meeting on Monday. Maybe we can set aside some time on that.
Great. Thank
Council
you.
President.
Yes, Councilor. Yes.
I believe a funding source did come before this dais, and it was in the form of a bonding measure.
Correct.
Correct? All right. So that's how it's going to get done.
Council President.
Yes, Councilman.
Councilman, I don't have a problem. I'm sorry, Councilman. I don't even have a problem with that.
Right.
But the point that Councilman Occhipinti made is, this is how many years later, right?
Totally agree.
We could have budgeted for it. We could have done all these other things, and now we're pushed again. This council as a whole is being pushed into a corner to make a decision that we necessarily didn't have to make. Whether we agree with it, disagree with it, all I'm saying is that let's move it forward at this point. Let's get it done. And in the future, we need to plan a little bit better, so that we don't have to be put in this position.
Yep. And we have though tried. We have tried to get some funding measures passed by this council.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me like you're saying you would be supportive right now of bonding for this.
Well, yeah. I mean, at a rate of $400,000. I mean, we bonded for $20 million for park space in the city. You know, $400,000, $500,000 to get something moving along in the form of short-term notes, knowing that they're getting repaid over a short period of time.
At a very low rate, yep.
Right. I mean, that's one thing. But at one point, Councilman, you remember, I think you were on the council at the time, we were talking about $6 million worth of bonding, right? So this has changed so many times over the course of so many years that we need
force majeure has played a role as well.
Sure.
We'll discuss it at our subcommittee on Monday.
Right.
And if something positive comes out of the subcommittee, Director Weiss or whoever is going to prepare that ordinance, please make sure it's on the next agenda. Yes, Councilor.
Actually, I'm going to take a different angle on this and say this has just never been a priority of the Zimmer administration. Okay. It hasn't. And you could disagree with my opinion because it's my opinion. But when the mayor has been in office for 5 years now, and we still do not have this memorial constructed, and you're absolutely right, Mr. Cunningham, with the $500,000 bond that this council failed to support, but we have a multi-million-dollar surplus. Why wasn't funds from the surplus put into the line item for the budget to complete this project this year? We don't have to bond for everything when we have a multi-million-dollar surplus. We can use the surplus money, and I don't think there's anybody in the city who would argue against using surplus money to construct the 9/11 memorial 13 years after the event occurred. It's frankly embarrassing. It has now gotten to the point of complete embarrassment upon the city of Hoboken, this administration, and this dais. We should all be embarrassed.
We'll have a conversation at our subcommittee on Monday.
Yeah,
President.
Councilman Ballard?
because right now it's another year.
Just two quick points. First of all, I think it's rather petty and frankly reprehensible that you would locally politicize an issue like
That's not politicizing. That's the truth. I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it.
By throwing stones at someone that you disagree with. Point number two, there's nothing that ever prevented you or us as a council from introducing a budget amendment to fund this in years past. I never heard you say, let's use the surplus to fund.
We said that on the day the bond failed. What are you talking about?
I'm speaking, Councilman.
Okay, but get your facts straight.
Councilman, stop. Councilman.
You said we could have done this. You never did it.
Get your facts straight. We said use the surplus. We said it years ago.
You could have done
years ago.
Councilman.
I'm not going to let you sit there and distort the record.
You could have.
I'm sorry, 1 second, Councilman.
You could have very easily introduced a budget amendment this year, last year, or any year you were serving to fund this project. So you never did that, did you?
And so
we talked about this.
You never did that. You never did that.
We talked about this.
So I think
you can once again, I think this way.
I think it's disappointing.
Mr. Farina, call the vote on claims,
that you
please.
politicize it.
It's not politicized. It's a fact that you don't like.
Mr. Castellano, I want to